Okay, hello. So, first card that we're going to start is this fancy fold card. Has a belly band on it. I've left it fairly plain so that you can add your own sentiment, do whatever. So this is how it works. La la, la la. It's a little unusual size-wise. I have it written here. Don't know if you can see it, but when I edit the video, or my spouse edits the video, I will write the measurements up so that if you do wish to try making this card yourself again, you know exactly what to do. So it really is fairly straightforward. Couple of score lines, crease them up. That's what I didn't bring. And it folds over like that. So first thing we have to do is add some DSP to the front flap, the first flap. It's really is a very easy card. I know I say that about all of them, but really it is. It really is. My eyes are a bit squiff at the moment, so it's going to be fun trying to get this on straight. Oh well, there you go, blind man. I'll send it to a blind man, that will be good. Alright, so that one gets one, which is the piece that folds over there, and the inside piece gets one. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. It's another great card to make if you are hoarding your DSP. Again, remember not to do that. It doesn't help. It's lovely to look at, but there we go. Okay, and then that piece goes in there, but if you wanted to, I quite like having that be the first thing, and you sort of, so when you open it you go like, okay, oh, there's the writing. But if you didn't like that, you could always trim this down and put it on that side. Total preference of yours, not mine, but this is how I did it. So snail that up a bit and add this in. You might want to try and keep even with these, the top piece here that you've put down, and hopefully if you've cut it properly it'll be on the it'll match at the bottom too. There we go. My goodness, this is really simple, isn't it? And then we'll add the last piece. Maybe do a bit more than that. On this piece here, eyeball it if you want to be really straight. You could close that flap up and eyeball roughly along there. There we go. How much easier does it get than that? Okay, so for the belly band, this is a 1-inch strip, 1-inch strip by 11, I think, or 12, can't remember. Oh, look, there's a thingy there. It's a 1 by 11. You probably could get away with a 1 by 10. I will put it underneath, fold it over. You don't want to make it too tight, obviously, because you would like to write on your card and let your, whoever it is, sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, see inside this lovely card. So it's a bit of a fine line. You need to sort of, how easy is it going to be to, oh fiddle, it's not going to be easy at all, is it? Anyway, so like pull it tight and then let it have a little bit, tiny bit of slack. And where's my snail? There it is. So it's going to there. And line up the topham and bottom. Topham. What's topham? top and bottom. There we go. That comes off and on. You might have to bend the card slightly to put it back in. Yes, it really does go on quite easily. Oh, I can tell I'm not used to doing these videos anymore. Okay, slunk that one down a bit more. So now we need to decorate. Very simple. I'm going to now turn it that way, I think, to cover up. I'm going to turn it that way, I'm going to turn it that way. Actually, here's another good question. I originally had this on that way, and I thought, okay, it's very bare there. That's okay. But then I thought, okay, we can turn it around the other way and see what it looks like. So it's entirely up to you whether you want your flowers here and the blank space here, or whether you want to put your flowers and your what's this stuff, you know, your leafy things on this side to balance off the paper on there. Entirely up to you. And I think I'm going to do it that way. So I will move that around and quickly. I've given you, I think in your kits, Night of Navy and Misty Moonlight. Both colours will blend in, coordinate with these two. You can put 1, 2, whatever you like. I'm going to use a dab of dead adhesive. Oh, too big. Never mind, eh? So what you want to do is try and place it near where your seam is, so that you take away the focus on the seam. And just plonk a bit more on there. On the second one, hope I'm not out of range. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I think you can. Kind of speaks for itself. Turn it over, add a bit more. And then flowers. 1, 2, 3 flowers. Okay. And in this one, I covered over the bottom one so that you didn't have to put another rhinestone in there, although you do have plenty of them now, so it won't matter. I don't think you'll run out. There we go. And you just keep piling them on. You can, if you wish, add a dimensional to the top one, which I think I might do actually. There we go. Take off the backing. About there. And then on this one I use the rhinestones, plain rhinestones, but I discovered this this packet of I can't remember what they're called, but they're multicoloured, and I thought, well, that actually blends in quite nicely with these, so I am going to use these ones just for a change. So I'm going to put one there, and if I'm lucky I put them in straight. There we go. Ta-da. And there we have, that is your card, and I'm leaving it up to you to decide which sentiment you will put inside. There we have it. One card. Absolutely easy. Okay, right. So we're moving on to the butterfly card. Now, I know most of you have not got, I've stamped these ones, but I realised after I'd stamped them how silly that was, because this is rather an old stamp set and you wouldn't have it. So it looks a little different, but it really works without them being stamped. So once again, really, really simple card. Take the, what I should say is you will find one of these 5¼ by 4" pieces of cardstock in the kit has the antenna stamped on it. And if you actually do have a stamp like this and you're wanting to do it yourself, I just lay the cutout, the punched out one down, just so I knew where to stamp them. And okay, so there, yeah, about there, and just switch direction. Da-dum, da-dum. There we go. All right, not much simpler than that. Okie dokes, so we will glue on. You could snail them. I'm choosing to use the Tombow this time. Just gives you a bit of wiggle time in case you put it on crooked or something. You put too much down and it oozes out the top. Oh, that's clever. So if you're giving it to somebody, you might want to crease the wings a little bit so that you get a bit more added dimension. Toss that one aside, do the next one. I think on there. Ooh, that's become runny all of a sudden. Ho ho. Yeah. I'm all. There we go, another one bites the dust or something. And the last one. When I think of it, in the celebration book, there is a stamp set called a stamp set called A Touch of Ink, which has hummingbirds and butterflies and things on it. Not quite the same butterfly as this, but with the hummingbird could work in the same way too. So once you've got those done, I'm going to just raise these up just slightly, because I do like that sort of bit of movement on it. And you could get away with just doing one side, not necessarily both. And then, even easier, put that back a minute. I use a dab of, you know what that is, snail, on the back, and plonk them in place. Not necessarily in the same colour order that I've done there, or in this one. You could start with the yellow on the top, wouldn't matter. If you decide to make this yourself, you can always, you know, with your own products, I mean, you can always, I would suggest that you punch out your butterflies, what the heck is my talking about, butterflies, and just see whether you like the way they go together, twist and shout, whatever. Oh, that's a bit skew if I came down a bit too high. Oh well, never mind. There we go. I'll send this one to my grandmother. Alright, so how easy does that get? So now we'll move over to the sentiment I used here. Wishing you every happiness this special day brings, which could actually be new job, could be a birthday, could, I suppose, at a stretch be a wedding card or something like that. Maybe even Nah, not retirement, that didn't work. Anyway, stamp, get it on your block, and I've used Memento. You can use StazOn, you can, if you wish, you could emboss it, whatever your little heart desires, or you use your own sentiment, of course, because of course you don't have necessarily this stamp set, although I think one of you, but I don't remember who, purchased it. It's Peaceful Moments. It was in the I think it was in last year's mini or occasions catalogue or whatever they call it. And then these are pretty sure, yeah, you've got these. So I used 3 different sizes. You don't have to. You can do what your little heart desires. You can use all small. You can use all small. Oh, good grief, I can't talk now. You can use all small, or you could even put 4 or 5 on there if you wish. Although, if you're going to do that, I would suggest that you put an odd number on, because odd numbers for some reason always look better on things. Alright, fold over your card, and if I've scored it correctly, that should go down there quite well, and flip it over. It's attached with dimensionals, and I usually put, well, I always cut mine in half anyway, but get that out of the way. I usually put 4 in the corners and then another 4 in a diamond in the middle section, just so that there's a little bit of support there. Oh yeah, great, Jen. Nice job sticking them all together. Okay, bring that in. Take off the tabs. There we go. If there is ever something you want me to demonstrate, you know you only have to ask. You don't have to wait for me to read your mind, because I'm not very good at that. And, you know, I can try and set it up for a class. Anyway, there we go. Ta-da! Another one bites the dust. Alright, so moving on. This is our another simple card. Bit like me, it's simple. So this is a great use of scraps. You probably don't have quite the quantity of scraps that I have, but you can always trim off your tiddly-pom bits. But just put them down like we did with that colourful DSP card ages ago. I don't know how easily this is picking this up, but I've put different widths, different space amounts apart, and just any old thing. I put them down with good old Tombow again, because you've got wiggle room with Tombow. Just choomp. And you can have some straight, you can have all different sizes and strips and what have you. Fill it up as you like it. If you've only got small strips, that's fine. If you've only got wide strips, guess what? That's fine too. It's just all about using up stuff and getting more mileage out of a piece of cardstock. So just keep putting them down. This is a bit boring to watch, just like the last time when we did the DSP one, but I won't put that many down, so it won't seem to be quite so yawny like. I think actually I might not have enough strips. Oh well, no. I think that's about right. And another one. I'll go fatten. What's it again? See, there's no rhyme, no reason to this at all. Of course, there's not a lot of rhyme and reason to many of the things I do, but there we are. All right. I think we'll go with a really skinny one. And last but by no means least, this babe. Now I've given you some of these strips in your kit. You can always cut them down if you don't like the fatter ones. Really doesn't matter. The next thing I would do is set that aside, because Tombo needs just a little bit of time to set up so it doesn't stop moving around on you. If you have a silicone sheet, that's a great thing to do with this technique, so that you don't stick it down to the cardstock like, duh, I did. I guess we need a bit more on there. So, put a little dab. Is it a little dab will do you? What's that for? Oh, Daisy, what's it? Daisy sour cream or something. I watch too much television. It only comes on at Christmas. Not the television, the Daisy ad. Alright. So, put that aside while you do the birthday bit. Alright, so we have it here. The birthday I used, because we've got the happy, we just need the birthday, is from Well Said stamp set. I think it's still in the book, in the catalogue. Should have looked that up, I suppose. Sorry, I didn't. Okay, so line that up. Make sure we give a little dab of, what's that, embossing buddy? Okay, Versamark. Don't you like my really clean, lovely looking Versamark pad? I actually do have another one, but hey, it works, so what the heck. I'm just going to check. I think this one goes on straight. I'm just going to check here. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So, lean over it. You're probably going to see the top of my head. There we go. And now for a drop of white embossing powder. There we go. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, listening to the heat gun. And you'll hear it start and you'll hear it stop, and I'll cut out the bits in between. So, silly me, I did not bring my cutter with me to the dining room table. So I will eyeball that. And that one. And hopefully the blind man will be very happy to have seen it. Alright, so because I didn't bring the cutter, I'm not going to do this, but what you would do is get your cutter out, put this up at the top, the 4-inch side up, and then take your bits off there and then turn it, do the same thing. You can do it by hand, but we're not all necessarily accurate with hands. So I'm not, well, I'm going to finish it, but without finishing the trim. So you have the happy. Well, the other thing too is you need to decide, you know, which side. I want this big fat piece on that side for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm just going to lift out the H-A-P-P-Y. Alright, who remembers that one? I am H-A-P-P-Y, I am H-A-P-P-Y, I know I am, I'm sure I'm H-A-P-P-Y. Anyway, sorry about that. If you're using Tombow, which as I said before, it's much easier. You got wiggle room if you plonk it down in the wrong place, or you plonk it down on something stupid. What's that? And I'm going to put it down right about there, and about an inch, inch and a quarter up from the bottom. La. See, it takes concentration even for me, guys. Okay, so, oh, sugar lumps. There we go. Try to sort of draw an imaginary line in your mind underneath there so that you can make it look as if a sober person was making the card instead of a slightly inebriated one. Actually, I haven't had anything yet, not even a cup of tea. Wow. There we go. I'm happy at any rate. You will find that the letters have a right side to them. When they go through, they kind of leave a, I don't know how to describe it, an indent on the back side. Very subtle, but it is there. It's just like me, subtle. What did you say? No, not subtle, no, not really. Not my middle name. Actually, I'm very blessed I don't have a middle name. Makes it much easier when you are filling in forms. Although you got to put your middle name in. But you don't have one, you don't have one. Oh heck, come on. Alright, thank goodness I've got long nails. And that's about level, I think. Especially if you put enough glue on it so it stays on the card and not on your finger. There we go. Alright, back we are. I'm going to have to trim that, even though I haven't got the... well, actually, what I might do... No, I won't. I'll leave that like that, and hopefully not do too much. Right, I see now, here it's time for the old flower. So, I have brought not these ones. You definitely have these ones in your... Boy, I'm really doing a good job on this card, aren't I? Don't have this, don't have that. I put this on with a dimensional, which have disappeared. There they are. And this is the opal round. They're rather pretty, actually. Quite like those. Might have to treat myself to some more at some point. And yeah. And then later on I will put mine in there and I will trim these off. The only thing left to do is to put the birthday in. Ta-da! You can go up close, you can go down towards the bottom. Entirely up to you. There's no right nor wrong. Because I said there's no right or wrong. And then we will put the birthday. I'm going to put it close-ish. Close-ish. There we go. Then that will go on the card base with dimensionals once those have chopped off. There's absolutely nothing stopping you doing this in another colour, just the colour, and the happy birthday probably in the black. If you wanted, you could use maybe a pale blue, balmy blue, or the Seaside Spray is really pretty colour. And you could use navy or moonlight, misty moonlight, which is one of the in colours. Yellows would be nice too. Anything really, you know, and a small flower punch it out, give it a bit of oomph, blinginess with, you know, the centre, and you have a very simple card. As I said, they're all simple like me. Alright, and last but by no means least, we have the happy birthday. Now, one of the things I did here, I did not apply lots and lots of glue to the back of these things because that's not my way. I ran it, once you have adhered some of your circles, I ran it through an embossing folder. This one is, I don't know, hang on, let me see, I've got a bunch here to show you. This one is the Subtles. I don't know, it's the lined one. This is the one I used here, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. It's sort of a bit textured. Wish I could remember. Sorry, I'll try and add that on at the end. This is an oldie. I'm not sure if this would work or not, but it's like a polka dot one. I think it actually could work, so that some of these would be raised, and actually I'll do that in a minute. And then the other one is this. This is a really old embossing folder. It's like little squares that make sort of little plus signs all over it. That would work. The reason I do that is because it sort of pushes the paper into the cardstock base, so it's less likely to flip off. Sounds good, doesn't it? I'm going to flip off now. So what I will do is I'm going to add some of these now, and you can see I'm not adding a ton of glue or Tombow, just enough to hold it down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, see, now there's a silly one. Oh, okay, we'll start here, and I'll go there. Butt them up against the one next to it, rather than leave a space. I need another one of these, and I only need half of it. This is where we discover we've run out of Tombow. No, maybe not. Put that one on there. And doo-doo. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We'll do that in a minute. This is the one I meant to do. Yikes. Alright. And now you can follow that simple pattern or just go hog wild. I think I'll put this one down any minute. Again, butting them up against that one and this one. Oh dear.
Go for it.
Okay, so as I said, this was one of the embossing folders. I showed you some of the others. And this is the circular one. Oh, silly me, I put it back. I left it with a big shot. It was from several years ago now, but it's just circles. And I actually quite like that too. But the reason I run it through, as I was trying to explain, don't know how clear I was, probably like mud. Thanks. There we go, that's the one. Just large size dots. Anyway, it just helps if you run it through with an embossing folder. It just helps to adhere, even though you didn't use a lot of glue. Make sure that they stick down because you've given it a good press. So this then goes on to the card. We will snail that on. Now some of you, I noticed after I punched out a whole bunch of stuff, some of you have, this is crumb cake, mint macaron and navy. Some of you have got Sahara and mint and navy, and some of you I think might even have crumb, pool party, navy. I think that's it. So my apologies if you didn't get the one you wanted. You can always come and give me a boot in the backside or something. I did think, well, I was really that was a problem. I wasn't thinking. I was trying to rely on my old memory, which is obviously not as good as I think it is. And once more, we will reach for sassy salutations. If you ever get the chance to, I know Shelby, you have it. Don't know if anybody else has. If you get the opportunity, check out Virage and all of those. If you get the opportunity to get it, because it's a wonderful, wonderful stamp set. And last but by no means least, the sentiment, and I embossed that in black. So we'll have another one of those noisy moments to get rid of. Bang bang. Hope you're not. Look at this. See what a messy person I am. Yikes. Fun. Yeah. This is a very old and loved stamp, and I think it's telling me it needs to be cleaned and given a touch of TLC. Oh well, we'll try one of these days. And I think that will do. I think this scrap I have given myself. Quite like that actually. That's neat. There's a whole bunch of different colours on there. Probably you can't see in this light, but trust me, it's there. This one I think is somewhat wider than that, but that's okay, doesn't matter. I think I gave you that one. This one is actually go. Yes, I do think it's a bit large. I'm going to have to go trim that baby. Okay, back in a mo. Back in a mo. Back in a mo. There we go. Hello there. Did you miss me? Not too much, I hope. Oh, look at that. Almost the same size. Alright, so all you'll need to do is flag that. And I eyeball everything, because that's just the way I am. This is probably not the way to eyeball. Close. Close, close, close. Alright, actually, take a bit off there too. With confidence she does that, you noticed. No dimensionals, yes please. And put a few on there. One in each flaggy bit. And then a couple along the middle. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to put it a little lower this time, I think. There we go. And then once more I'm going to go with the bluey black circles. I actually like that, those circles. I like this too, but I really, I just was looking the other day because I knew you don't all have as much stuff as I have, and I was trying to come up with things that would work, and I think that does. If you happen to like circles, of course. If you don't, well, not so sure, but there we are. Anyway, so just plonk a few of these about. We'll put one there, there. I don't know, where? Stuck to the paper now, good stuff. Stuck to the paper I will be. There we go. And that, my friends, is that. We are finished.